Hello, Gun Nation. How's everyone doing this evening? Big J's here. Yep, they bite. Yeah, I'll tell you about that. That's actually a real picture. So let me know if y'all can see and hear me and all that good stuff. It says that I am live, but just want to double check and make sure. Yeah, that's true, A-dubs. Yeah, I'll do a quick roll call. We've got Pistol Pete, Milkman, Fina. If I missed anybody early. Let's see here. A-dubs. Yeah, that was actually, commercials. Wow. Guess YouTube is doing me a favor, or they're just putting them on there and doing what they want to do. But yeah, I was actually going to show something, but man, it's taking a long time for it to charge. Hey, what's up, Keith Gregory? How are you, man? Richard Jenkins. Yeah, that was actually when I went to Dubai, and that is in the desert, the real desert, and went to what they call, like in Texas, our barbecue is different from their barbecue, but actually it was in the desert. In the desert, they have a whole city, or not a city, but a town, little area set up there, and they do dances, they do drinking, they do their version of barbecue. So it's a big party, and we got to go sand, like where I'm from, we call it like mud bogging or four wheeling or whatever, but they call it sand bashing. So you're actually jumping sand dunes in like they use a lot of forerunners, sequoias, things like that. And then after we did that, we went to this big barbecue, and they had all these people dancing and with lights on them and everything. And I got to ride camels for the first time, and I got to go to a camel farm that day. They actually sell camel milk, and they import it all over Dubai fresh every day. And they say that it makes your bones strong, and like infants drink camel milk. That's a big deal there in Dubai. And anyway, so I got to go to a camel farm and got to drink a bunch, and they were smoking the hookahs and doing all that stuff. But it was like a 5-hour party out in the desert. And I got to ride a camel for the first time. So I was on the camel. A bunch of them knew I was from Texas. So during that picture, when they took it, I was actually yelling yeehaw, like riding a bull or something like that. So it's kind of funny. But that is, yeah, they're actually spitters and they're biters. So we saw a lot of them spitting, especially at the camel farm. But they can attack other camels, and they bite, and they can like turn their head and bite your leg. So that's why they threw me at the far back. Yeah, they have a bunch of dancing girls. It was crazy. And what's funny is these people get up there and they spin. I mean, they were from Iran, from all these different countries, but they're like world famous dancers. And these people spin like 100 miles an hour, and they have lights on their dresses and lights on their clothes. And they look like a damn top, and they spin and don't even get dizzy. So I don't know how the hell that happens. I was dizzy watching them, but it was actually pretty crazy. Dubai is insane if y'all have ever been there. Bunch of money that's there. Anyway, I was hoping the battery would be charged, but I picked up my other cloud defensive light. So now I have two of them. This is the Rain, and I did get this one in the, it's kind of like the raw aluminum. It's called the clear coat anodization, and it's actually pretty cool. And the head is actually made out of T7 carpenter steel, so you can actually use this as a hammer. But this thing is a flamethrower. This is the one that is 1,400 lumens and 60,000 candela. But I was hoping to have the battery in it. But of course, if I shined it in the camera, it's just going to go crazy. But yeah, this is the new anodized. And so I have the black one and the anodized Rain. But these are pretty badass, and they're 100% American made. So anywhere, yeah, there's some crazy. Hey, what's up, Joe Biden, child sniffer? Yes, camel milk is big there, and it's super, super expensive. Fresh camel milk is super expensive, and they feed it to their kids because they say it makes them have strong bones and makes them grow up and all this other stuff. But yeah, Dubai is very nice, super expensive. It's a crazy, crazy place. But anyway, I went there for business. Not recently. That was a while ago. I can't, gosh, maybe 2 years ago, but I just thought that'd be funny to throw that up there. I've ridden bulls, I've ridden horses, I've ridden it all. Used to do like high school rodeo and all that and steer wrestling, but I've never ridden a camel. So I was like, I got to ride a camel. So it's kind of cool. But I've got some stuff to talk about. Cheers to all of y'all. And also cheers to Dusty Hill from ZZ Top. He passed away today, Texas legend. If y'all are ZZ Top fans, he passed away today, I think 72 years old. So cheers to him and his family. You know, rest in peace. And, you know, there we go. Hello, IBG. Richard Jenkins. Any thoughts on the RIA, Rock Island Armory TAC Ultra? I have shot some Rock Islands. I haven't shot the TAC Ultra. I don't think it was TAC Ultra. I've shot the 45 double stack version. I've shot the 9mm double stack version, and I shot a 1911 version. They're not bad guns. I mean, for the price, you know, they're not bad guns. They're just a little rough around the edges, you know, especially with me and my big thumbs and things like that. They've got some sharp corners. But as long as they run reliably, the only thing I've ever had problems with is some mags will work great. Some mags are kind of finicky and they have to be filed. And, you know, I guess you could say tuned to that gun. And also sometimes it's hard to find mags for them. Sometimes you can find them and you'll buy 3 of them and 2 out of the 3 will work great and the 3rd one won't work. So that's what I've seen with them. They only ship with 1 mag. Matter of fact, a buddy of mine bought a Rock Island double stack 9mm. It came with 1 mag, and the 1 mag that it came with, it didn't even work. So I don't know. I guess they didn't test it with their particular mag. So just, you know, be aware. You might even if you go to the store and find it, you might even put a dummy round in the mag and rack it and see if it feeds it, just to know if that 1 mag is going to work properly. That's one thing you could try. Hello, Daniel. How are you, man? Hello, Kyle Blackwater. How are you? All right. Smash that thumbs up. Hell, we had 5 right off the bat. Thumbs down. So I guess I have 5 haters. Just picked up a Ruger LCP Max. Pretty nice 380. Cool. I'm not a huge 380 fan, but it looks like a really nice gun. I don't have any experience with it, and I haven't seen one in my store yet to play around with it. The only thing I've played around with is the Rock Island Armory, the STK 100. I played around with that, put a picture up on YouTube community showing them, you know, that I've just played around with it. Feels pretty good in the hand. The trigger is actually better than a factory Glock trigger. Pretty smooth trigger, but you know, I mean, I wouldn't buy it. It's not for me personally, but I know someone who's been testing it, and we'll have some information on it later. So we'll just kind of leave it at that. Hello, Havoc. How are you? All is well. Yeah, honestly, I think every gun should come with 3 mags. I just think it should be standard now. I mean, you know, everybody was good about doing 2 mags, but I remember back in the day, hell, I bought a Les Bear brand new custom before they started shipping out a bunch of that shit. I bought a Les Bear 1911. It was in a custom walnut box. It was a special edition. This was like, gosh, 15, 18 years ago, 20 years ago. And it came with 1 mag. I'm like, I spent that much on a 1911 and it came with 1 mag. But, you know, it is what it is. Hello, TTO Clark. How are you? Hello, Bald and Curious. Hello, Armsman. Hope everybody's doing well. There's Red Menace. But also, another thing y'all might need to be aware of, Holosun introduced a recall. I just want to make y'all aware of it. It is for the new HE507K-GRX2. So it is the green dot. What the problem is with it is we've discovered a programming irregularity in the recent release, you know, the number I just said, which affects some models within a serial number range. So it's 720400004 through 720404500. And it said some units in this range of serial numbers can be powered off while putting it in the lock mode. And in order to get it to come back on, you actually have to pull the battery out, reset it, and then put the battery back in to get it to power back on. So if you have that problem, contact them contact Holosun, and they're going to do an expedited warranty service. So that is for the new Holosun 507K Green X2. So I just wanted to let y'all be aware of that. Yeah, it hasn't been released. I actually just found out about it today. But yes, IBG, the Staccatos do come with 3. Buy American-made products. Bend over, I agree. I do have a lot of the Holosuns, and I have yet to have a problem with them, but I do prefer the SRO and things like that. It's just I have so many dot guns. It's hard to buy, 19 SROs. Yes. Let me know when I can. ACSS RMR, yeah. And I will say on that Holosun, the ACSS reticle, the Vulcan reticle on that Holosun I've been playing with, it's actually pretty damn nice. So I am really liking it. That's kind of cool to have that 100 MOA circle, and you can turn it off if you don't want it. But it is kind of cool if you get in these weird, I was playing around with it at the range, and I was, shooting normally, but then I was like kind of around part of the wall, just using the wall. And that circle does definitely work. So, but yeah, that's the first recall I've ever seen on a Holosun. So I'm glad they're being proactive with it. Apparently, I'm sure somebody got it and said, hey, it locked up, and notified them. And then they did some checks and found that. But that just came out July 26th. I don't even know what today is. July 28th. So it was released July 26th. This recall was. And also, what do y'all think about even vaccinated people? Now they're like, hey, put your mask back on. Now you got to have your mask back on. Even if you've got the vaccine, put your mask back on. What are y'all thinking about that? I'm not trying to stir anything up. I'm just trying to say, what do you think about that now? And where I was going with this is now they're telling everybody to put their mask back on, but yet they're dumping illegal immigrants in Texas that have COVID, dumping them out. There's a care group putting them up in hotels, and then they're walking, and this is a real true thing. They're leaving the hotel and going next door to Whataburger, sniffling, coughing, sneezing, and all that shit in Whataburger, and they have COVID. They tested positive for COVID, and then they're going to Whataburger and eating over there and coughing and hacking and everything on everybody. So you don't think that's why we might have an uptick in COVID? Oh man. Yeah, it's getting very, very irritating. Yep. And just open season, just let them all in. Hello, MD Polo, how are you? Yeah, and that is another thing. They're definitely they're pressuring the unvaccinated people, saying that unvaccinated people are causing all this issue and all that other stuff. I mean, it's crazy. It's like way back in the old days, when you got to sit at the back of the bus if you haven't been vaccinated. You can't use that. You can't use that water fountain if you haven't been vaccinated. You can't use that restroom if you haven't been vaccinated. I'm just like, the people that are vaccinated, why should they worry about the non-vaccinated people? Why? That's what I don't understand. Why is it such a big deal? I am doing well, MD Polo. Yep. I hung up my Star of Rona. Goalpost will always shift, 99-cent ejection rate. Yeah, it's getting a little ridiculous. Also, just so y'all know, got a release. Lock Grips released an all. This is an aluminum one, but their pistol stands. They released the all brass version today of an all brass pistol stand. And I use this for my AR-15s, AR-10s, but of course you can put a pistol stand on it too, or a pistol insert. This thing will hold up a full-blown AR-10 that weighs about 16 pounds. It'll hold it up, no issue. But now they have the brass ones. They just released them today. And also, if you have the SIG, what is that? That Scorpion RX, where you put the side panels and the back panel. They just released grips for those today too. And for the Rex 01, they just released grips for it also. So they're really putting a bunch of stuff up now, getting more product out. And they even have more stuff coming, but I can't talk about that yet. Yeah, exactly. What happened to the, my body, my choice, don't vax me, bro. Leave people alone, man. We're freaking grown ass people. We don't need to be told what to do. And I'm not knocking anybody that's had it, but just leave people alone, man. Which comment? Hell, I talk about all kinds of shit, so I don't even know which exact comment regarding vaccination I said. I say stuff all the time. Hello, Lynn Holt. How are you, man? Looking for a mid-size hunting rifle. What caliber are you looking for? Or I mean, are you looking for big game? 5.56, 7.62 by 39, 308. What kind of caliber are you looking for? 30 cal? 7.62. Just, let me know. But yeah, you can get light light rifles. You can get heavy rifles, short, medium, whatever you want to get. But there's a lot of stuff that'll take down whatever you need it to. Yeah, I love the old Marlin 3030. Those are awesome. I definitely like lever guns, but I don't know if that's what you're looking for or something that you can put a really nice optic on. Let's see here. What red dot do you like for an AR-15? 1/3 sight or 1/3? You're probably meaning co-witness or full sight. I actually prefer a taller, like a 193. So I'm not so worried about co-witnessing, especially now, and that's one reason I went with the etched reticles. Doesn't matter if your battery goes down or whatever, you've got an etched reticle, so it's never gonna go off. You've got a reticle if you need it. But I'm not so big. If you have a good quality red dot, like an aim point, something that's going to last. Backup sights. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. This is my opinion. Backup sights are kind of useless, especially if you go with a high optic, because nobody makes backup sights that damn tall. There is, gosh, what is it? There is a mount. It's called a fast mount, and it actually inside the mount in the center. It's really small sight radius, but you have a front sight and a back sight, but it's all built into the mount, so you can see through the mount, and it gives you like a quick backup sight. But I've personally never had, especially if you've got a shake awake technology, I've never ever had a red dot go down or go dead. A reputable one. I've had some Bushnell little TRS 25s. I've had some of those batteries go out, and I've even had the contacts go bad. So I put a new battery in it, and they don't work. So you got to bend the contacts back out. Mid-size game. It depends on, man. MD Polo. That's a tough one. I mean, I'm a huge 308 fan, but that's where it's going to vary with caliber. I really like 308 because you can find it anywhere. It's, NATO round. 7.62 by 39 is a super great round. 300 blackout. I love 300 blackout. Depends on the distance you want to go. I would say anything inside of 300 yards, and even on 300 blackout, I prefer super over subs. Get more kick, get more velocity. But that's just an opinion. And 300 blackout is, even with a super, suppressed is really nice. It's definitely not bad at all. 5.56 is super loud. Even suppressed, it's not as loud, but it's still loud. But yes, the Unity fast mount. That is correct, A-dubs. That mount is badass, but it's like 2.19 or something. It's freaking tall as shit. But the neat thing is when you're behind the rifle, I mean, you can literally have an upright head. You're not crunching down on it. And I mean, it gives you a super wide field of view, and you've got really good, situational awareness around, because you're not crouched down behind your optic. If you're doing a 300, if you're doing a red dot. Well, he said medium-sized game. So 300 blackout will take down medium-sized. 308 will take down whatever you need. So it is a good idea to be over, have more caliber than you need. But, I definitely wouldn't rabbit hunt with a 308. I've blown up some rabbits with a 308 before. Let's see here. Hello, Floridian. How are you doing? It does on subs. It does definitely on subs, but when you shoot supers, I shoot 110 VMAX, and it's pretty legit with 300 blackout. Subs fall like a brick, but you can actually get some really good traction with 300 blackout supersonic. I prefer 110 to 123 or 125. That's my preferred of 300 blackout. I've got 209s, I've got 220s, I've got all that for subs, and it's super quiet, but I don't prefer to hunt with that or even use that for self-defense personally. 407 just died, sending it back. Yeah, MD Polo, I was just talking about a recall on the 507K green. They actually just recently issued a recall. So, yeah, send it back. I mean, shit. That's what you got a warranty for. Yep, 308 is definitely hard to beat. 30-06, yeah, I like 30-06. It's an old school round, but it definitely does what you need it to. I do prefer 308 over 30-06 personally. That's just a personal thing. But both of them will work great. I mean, I've got 243, I've got 7mm, I got 30-06. I mean, I've got a bunch of the old hunting rifles I used to use, and I've killed many deer with them. Matter of fact, that one that you see back behind me was killed with a 7mm, and I've got one in the hallway that was killed with a 243. And then there's another one down the other hallway that was killed with a 308. .45-70. I do like 45-70, but sometimes it's hard to find ammo for them. I find it sometimes in like old timey gun stores when I'm out traveling, but that's like 6.5 Creedmoor right now, man. 6.5 Creedmoor isn't readily available where I'm seeing shitloads of 308. So, yeah, I mean, 30-06 is no joke. I mean, hell, I've even got an 8mm Mauser. An 8mm is not a joke either. That thing's definitely a hammer. 460 Rigby or nothing. I've never shot a 460, I don't think. Not familiar. I mean, I'm personally not familiar with that. I shot a 454 Casull pistol or a revolver. Let's see here. There was something else I was going to tell y'all. Yeah, it's still charging. But yeah, this Cloud Defense is actually pretty legit, and I love this color. It'll actually look good on that 5.56 upper because I've got kind of a little bit of the grayish tone from the patina, and that's why I went with this color. And I didn't know it, but when I got it, I had the upper and matched it up, and it's a perfect match. So it's really going to bring that out pretty nicely. So now I've got two of the Cloud Defensive. But God, these things are bright. Let's see here. MD Polo said he got 2 holsters from the Armsmen, and they rock. Hey, that's cool. Yeah, I'm kind of looking for another holster for the Staccato. The C2, I'll have to look around and see who has them. Kind of looking for, like a C2 Duo with the TLR7A. That's the way I carry it. And of course, optic cut for the SRO. But I want to try another holster just to, that way I'll have 4 to kind of play around with. I like the QVO. The LAS concealment's not bad. I had to do a lot of alterations to make it the way I like it. And then I've got a Tenacore, and it has the Surefire X300, and it's not bad, but I don't like the way they did the clips. They did do the clips that I like, the discrete carry concepts. However, there's a little bit of difference to it. So yeah, on this new 300 blackout and 5.56, there is no expense on this one. I went high dollar with everything. Matter of fact, I just got new. I ordered all this the other day and got it in yesterday. I got it all from Texas Gun Experience. They ordered it all for me from their distributor. But I got new hand stops also. The other ones were too far back, and I needed a single M-lock the way that I wanted to do them. So I got a really nice, I forget, it's some tricked out stop. I forget the damn name of it. I would tell you, but it's supposedly a very reputable one. But I put them on there just now, and I really do like them. Let's see here. Yeah, it would be nice to have a range in my backyard, but I have a feeling with the stuff I shoot, that would not go over very well. Yeah, I am seeing a lot of ammo back on the shelves. Not so much like I'm seeing 300 blackout, but it's not, at great prices yet. Seeing 308 still not super great prices, but Academy is getting a lot of stuff in. And I'm seeing a lot of steel 300 blackout. I've never shot it. I'm not opposed to steel. I've just never shot it. Haven't had to in the past. It's just there's brass been laying around everywhere, and I still have plenty of it, but could always use more. But what's been? Is there anything that y'all are seeing or excited about? Any recent guns? Any? I mean, anything that y'all want to talk about? I don't want to, just have all my stuff and not answer questions. So anything that y'all can think of, definitely willing to answer. I did get my quick. I'll show you one thing. Let me grab it here real quick. This is another thing that I travel with in my, like hotel travel bag deal. It's just a quick vest. I don't know if y'all have ever seen these. They're super light, but these will actually hold AR-10 mags. It'll hold 3 AR-10 mags. And I did get these additional on the side. These are actually magazine pouches, so it'll hold 3 AR-10 mags or AR-15 mags. And then these will hold 2 pistol mags on both sides. I added these. They don't come with it. But this is super, super light. I mean, you just throw it over your chest real quick and you're good to go. But I do carry this in my travel bag with mags. It's usually completely loaded with whatever guns I'm carrying. If something was to pop off, I'll have mag in the gun and then 3 on board and then pistol. But I put that right across the top of the bag. And, I went to El Paso last week. And of course, I carried, a PDW with me because you just don't ever know. And, that's a long stretch of road out there. If you've ever been down 10 and stuff, I mean, there's a lot of desert out there. So if something was to happen, at least I've got something with me. Yeah. I was going to say ammo or gas prices are freaking crazy. That is not a good thing. Yeah. I get the Natchez emails too. And I check out, I've been checking out ammo prices here and there, but that little quick deal is actually made by Blue Force Gear, if anybody's curious, and it's actually very reasonable. Yep, 900 miles of nothing. You're exactly right. But at least you can drive 80 miles an hour. Is that a driver behind you? Yeah, it's actually a bag of them. This was one of my competition drivers. It's a House of Forged. That one is when I used to be able to use a 52-inch shaft. It's a 52-inch XXL driver head, and I can adjust the loft and the lie, so it plays at a 8.5 degree. So, yep, I used to do long drive way back in the day. I think I've even put up videos, but that was when I first started my channel. I did a bunch of golf stuff and did some long drive stuff on there, and nobody was interested, so I never put it. I took it all down and never put any of it up. Yeah, I've got drivers and putters in this bag, and then there's drivers and putters over in my main bag. And my blades. Put it this way, I haven't swung a golf club in over a year, but I'm actually, was an actual really good golfer. I'd probably suck now. Oh boy, okay. Great question, Lou. Langdon Tactical LTT or Staccato P 4.4. Okay, this is going to be a me problem, not a you problem. I have shot plenty of Berettas, played with Berettas, owned Berettas, the whole works. The grips are not long enough for my hands. I've got XXL hands. The grips are not long enough. So when I load a mag, I pinch the crap out of my hand. I don't like it. It pisses me off. So out of those two, and also you're talking about a double single action versus a single action gun, I would choose a single action gun all day long. So I would go with the Staccato personally. I would get a Staccato P Duo so you can have it optic ready. But you're kind of talking 2011 versus double action, single action. If it was a Shadow 2 versus a P, it just depends on what you're going to do with it. But that would still be a tough one. I really love single action, but the CZ Shadow 2, you can't beat that. Yes, see, Kim, they do. I've actually done videos where I was at 100 yards shooting golf balls with a 308 and hitting them, and they'd shoot straight up in the air or hit them and they would blow apart, and all the little rubber bands. These are some old golf balls that I had in a shag bag. You can go way back. I was actually at American Resistance, and we were shooting golf balls. Matter of fact, I was there with Uncle Dan. He was there with me, and I think Josh Benware was there with me, and we were shooting golf balls. So golf balls do make really nice little small targets, and when you hit them suckers will fly. Redmond has been golfing a lot the last few weeks. Awesome, man. I hate golf now. Yeah, golf, I mean, I love golf. It's a lot of fun, but you talk to a gun guy and you're like, they'll say, oh, a golf course is a waste of a nice shooting range. And then you talk to a golf guy and he'll say a gun range is a waste of a nice potential golf course. And I'm just like, hey, there's both. So enjoy what you enjoy. Yep. Let's see here. Where is it? It just went by. Dang, where did it go? Oh, any word on the Dan Wesson DWX? Not right now. There's still no update. They were telling me, I've got a video on it. They had told me that it should be the first of next year or the fourth quarter of this year. My prediction is we'll probably know more at the NRA show. If CZ shows up, they should have CZ out of Arkansas there, I would think. But hopefully we'll find out some more from them. But, I don't know. Apparently they were having an issue getting a part machine. They had it set up with another vendor, and that vendor went out of business. This is what they told me. And so they had to have another vendor make that. Now, they won't say what the component is, but I'm assuming it's for both guns. So I don't know if it's a hammer or a sear. I don't know what it is. They won't say. Yeah, Pistol Pete, I did see that. LTT Langdon Tactical. Yeah, you can't get any guns out of Italy right now. So Beretta is on hold. So I did see that. That's pretty funny. Yeah, it's been shipped with his Caracol. Yeah, that was a freaking joke right there. That was a gun that never happened. Had a feeling that was going to be a cluster. Hey, what's up, Rabbi? How are you, man? Been a minute since I've been here. So all these different industries are claiming shortages due to the virus. Is the gun industry the same? Yes. Yeah, they are still having issues getting some stuff, supposedly. Well, Wednesday, I've been shooting with disabilities. It's 7 to 8, so I'm late here, MD Polo. Yeah, as far as, I'll give an update on the Primary Arms prism scopes, the 2x prism scopes. I'm actually really liking them. It does have a really nice diopter for your eye relief or your eye, to set it to your particular eye. So I'm really enjoying those. And of course, you can shoot them. They're 2x magnified, so you can shoot them. I've been shooting them with both eyes open. No issues. Really liking them. And of course, it's an etched reticle. It is illuminated, and I've cranked them up and indoors. It is freaking daily. It's bright as crap. I have taken it out in the backyard and held it up when it's really bright outside, and I can still see the red ring. To be super, super bright, like a Razor HD. I don't know if it's that bright, but it's also a lot bigger. You're not getting that with the Razor HD. So, but it's pretty damn bright in the bright sunlight too. So far I'm really liking them. No issues with them at all. Having no issues. And I mean, it reminds me of an ACOG. You know, if y'all are familiar with an ACOG, however, it's got a bigger reticle. So, you know, if you like an ACOG, you would definitely like these. And I did go with the highest mount, so it's not way low on the gun. You know, I can actually hold my head up more and shoot them. Yeah, and I've got a friend of mine. I sent it to MD Polo, but I've got a friend of mine that's selling their 1911, a Colt 1911 collection. There's 4 of them. They're one-offs. They were hand etched, so every one of them are hand etched. Beautiful guns. They have real ivory grips, real gold inlay. One of them is a 38 Super. One of them is a 45. One of them is a 9mm, and one of them is a 22. And they're selling them as a full collection. I have not seen anything like this. They're beautiful guns. If anybody's interested, they're not cheap, but if anybody's interested, they are all Colts officials. The only experience I have with Swamp Fox was on their early one, and I wasn't impressed. I've been told that they're much better now. I know people, you know, like Tactical Considerations has tried them. Uncle Dan has one. He really likes it. So I think they've came a long way from when I personally checked one, and they don't have any in my stores to go and just pick them up and look at them. But from what I'm hearing, they're doing pretty well. So don't have any. Well, I can't. I mean, I've shot with one, but it was one of their old early ones, and I didn't really like it. But you know, from what I'm hearing, they're doing good things. So. Yeah, I love 38 Super. That's a great round. It's just hard to find. Okay, what pushed me towards dots? You know, it was really humble marksman. He was like, "Man, you need to try dots. You need to try dots." And so I got a Glock 34, put a dot on it, played around with it. And as y'all know, I'm not a Glock guy, but it was an MOS Gen 5 Glock 34. Played around with it, you know, didn't give it a fair shake. And I was just like, you know what? I only shot that gun. I only carried that gun for literally 3 months. And I put about 3,000 rounds, or actually 4,000 rounds in about 3 months with it. That's the only gun I shot. And, you know, getting used to the dot, it was a Delta Point Pro, which is not my favorite. And I don't really like the Glock angle that much. And I didn't really like the Glock 34. But I gave it a fair shake, and then I was like, you know what? I'm done with this, so I got rid of it. Then I had the P10, so I decided to put a dot on it. Once I put a dot on it, I actually liked it more. And it wasn't a Delta Point Pro. I just do not care for the Delta Point Pro personally at all, and I've got 2 of them, and I don't like them. So, you know, after I really committed to dots and really gave them a fair shake and kind of tested myself with them with speed, and you know, doing a lot of dry fire practice, I was like, you know what, I'm faster with the dot. You know, once I started to learn to target focus and not dot focus, it was actually a lot easier. And part of that time with the Glock 34, I was doing a lot of dot focus still. It was just a boogaboo. Now I don't even look at the dot. I've pretty much ingrained that in my head. So now I just look at the target, and the dot gets in the way, and I pull the trigger when I want to pull. And now it's when I shoot a regular iron gun, it's just weird. I can do it, and I can do it fine, but I'm not as fast. So I'm just being honest with you, I personally won't ever go back to irons. You know, I just won't. Can I still shoot them? Yes. Do I still own guns without dots? Yes. But right now, I think I've got 15 or 16 dot pistols right now. And you know, call me crazy, but that's why I have so many Holosuns. I think 10 of those. No, I actually have more than that, because I've got 11 Holosuns, and then I've got 2 SROs, 2 Delta Point Pros, and I have the 509T or 508T. I'm sorry. So no, I got a lot, but I would just rather mill it for exactly what I want for the RMR footprint, be done with it, and customize the gun the way that I want it. and be happy with it. So I'm not going to mill it. I'm not going to invest any money in it if I don't enjoy the gun. So, hello, Tactical Firearms. How are you, man? And I'm not beating up Glocks. Glocks are great guns. Don't get me wrong. They're just not my favorite, but there's nothing wrong with them. Hello, Shooter's Resource. How are you doing, man? Yeah, if y'all haven't checked out Shooter's Resource, he actually has a really good channel. He tests a lot of new guns. So go over and show him some love. He does a lot of reviews, and even like newer guns. I think he's done a review on the STK 100 also. So check him out. Really nice guy. I don't know him personally, but seems like a really nice guy. Very down to earth. Yeah, what's funny is I actually have Alpha Male. I actually have a Staccato C2 Duo video that's been ready to put out. YouTube instantly demonetized it. They've been demonetizing every one of my videos for some stupid reason. And I know that it's because I put dots on my guns, but a lot of these guns, like the P10, or excuse me, the Staccato C2 Duo is dot capable. But once I put a dot on it, they gig me. So that's why they're demonetizing every one of my pistol videos, because I run dots and they're customized, but I don't give two shits, whatever. But anyway, I've got a video that's been ready. It should be out tomorrow. And it's really a quick video, but I've been getting a shitload of questions on it. Why I got it, what do I think about it, blah, 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 this and that. So it's going to answer a bunch of those questions. If you're interested, check it out. Never had that happen. Da, da, da. And I even talk about some of the things that you'll run into with a dot. I actually do bring that up. It's kind of the ugly truth about dots. I'll go ahead and give y'all a sneak peek. I carry a dot every day. I have been for shit. I've been only carrying dot guns for shit, I think going on 2 years now. And, you know, when you've got the gun, especially appendix, you know, you're going to shed, you're going to have skin come off, you're going to have lint, you're going to have all this, whatever your body does. Well, it goes straight down, and it's kind of a catch-all in your RMR, your SRO, whatever it is. So I just take the whole holster off, you know, and I look at it, blow it off, wipe it off, whatever, and, you know, leave it in the holster, and it's on the nightstand or wherever. And then I just check it, load it right back in the britches. So that's how I do with it. But, you know, with the dot, those are just some things you need to check every morning. Make sure your dot's on, make sure it's functioning, all that good stuff, and make sure it's clean, and then you're good to go. And I've been out in the yard sweating my ass off. You know, I've had sweat dripping down the gun. I've had sweat all over the optic. It's a freaking gun. So I'm not worried about cosmetic crap, not worried about getting sweat on the lens. You know, even if you have sweat on the lens, I've had sweat sitting in the lens, I can still see through it. So not a big deal. Floridian, I have had custom holsters made with the dots. Harry's holsters for all of your Glocks and CZ P10Cs and all that stuff. He already makes holsters that are dot compatible. Every one of his holsters, whether you have a dot or not, they're all optic ready cut. So if you want a Harry's holster, you can use my code. It's Big Johnson, capital B, capital J, all smashed together. That'll save you 10% off. He makes fabulous holsters. He has outside waistband race holsters and the singleton inside waistband. You can wear it at the 3 appendix, whatever position you want. They work great. I've had no issues with them. Hell, I still carry them when I carry the P10C and stuff. But yeah, I mean, any holster that I have, it's got to be dot compatible. That's because that's all I carry now. And I think a lot of people are just going to dot compatible holsters. Like I said, if you don't have a dot, you're going to have a plate. So if you ever want to put a dot on it, at least you have the holster ready for it. I think making the old school holsters that aren't dot compatible, you know, I mean, if they just went ahead and made it dot compatible, they wouldn't have to have 2 different SKU numbers. I think that would make it a lot easier for the holster people. But I'm not a holster person. I just carry a shitload of holsters. So if you saw the ones that I actually have for my guns, I've got 2. I don't even know how big those tubs are. 18-gallon totes. They're those big ass totes. I don't even know what the size is, but I've got 2 of those full of holsters that I actually do still use and still have guns for. And some of them are two holsters for the gun. Some of them are outside waistband, inside waistband. Some of them are race holsters. So yeah, exactly. Tried the STK 100. Yeah, and I've got a buddy that's been running his, so he's got some stuff, some stuff coming out on it. So I'll just, if you follow me, I'm sure you follow him, but it's going to be pretty different. Oh, good deal, William. Yeah. Matter of fact, I've got a PO1 holster. No, I didn't. I gave it to, never mind. I gave it to a subscriber. I forgot. And that's another thing. If y'all really need something, he reached out to me and basically didn't have a lot of money and said that he had just gotten a PO1 and he was a newer subscriber. So I just sent him one that I had. So I'll help whenever I can, but if it's something I'm not going to use, I will definitely send it out to y'all. That's the thing. Huge origin for years until YouTube canned me for a COVID comment. That's the thing. I get blasted and I get demonetized. I mean, I'm not joking around with you. Probably half my videos are demonetized. I just speak my mind, say what I want to say. If they ban me, they ban me. But, I'm going to tell you how I feel and what I think about guns. If they're junk, they're junk. If that product's junk, it's junk. And then there's some products that aren't that great to me, but they might work for you. I won't say they're junk. They're just not for me. Oh boy. Bald and Curious, Big Johnson Guns and Gear. I don't have a lot of money and I really want a staccato. Well, save up your, your chore money and buy yourself a staccato. I'm not going to give you a staccato. You're more than welcome to shoot mine anytime you come to Texas. You know that, but I'm not giving you a gun. That's the thing, Wheel and Will Arm. I actually have said in a video, here's the gun. It is dot ready, but these people that look at these videos, when you put it in for a manual review, these people were probably working at Domino's Pizza last week. They're not gun people. They're freaking Google nerds or whatever. They're not gun people. So they don't know shit from Shinola about a gun. And yet they're reviewing your video to see if it can be monetized. It's just bullshit. So I'm tired of arguing with them. They're going to do what they're going to do. And I don't give two shits, but it's very irritating. Yeah, I mean, that's true, Bald. If you never ask, you don't know. I mean, I've even had people ask, since I don't play golf or I haven't played in a long time, I've asked people, or people have asked me, hey, give me your golf clubs. Like, really? For one, they wouldn't fit you, and the Lion Loft wouldn't, because they're not designed for you. They're not fitted to you, and also they're not cheap, so you can't have my golf clubs either. Exactly, Kyle. You hit the nail right on the head. Sounds like the same people making gun laws. Yeah. That AR weighs more than 10 moving boxes. Are you on crack? And I love it when they say, this clipazine, I'm like, clip belongs in your hair or on a piece of paper. But I hate when people say, and that's another thing I was going to even, I've talked about it before. The stupid ass comments that I get, and y'all as YouTubers probably get them too. But man, I'm just like, here recently I've been getting so many, and I'm sure it's probably the anti-gun people coming to our channels raising stink. But I'm getting, you don't need a gun. There, you've got the police. You don't need a gun. All this other stuff. And I'm like, you're the same SOB that's going to be in a restaurant with your family. A bad guy comes in, starts shooting up the place, and you're going to fold like a freaking lawn chair. You would be glad if somebody would stand up and protect you and your family, because apparently you won't do it. So I just don't get it where, people depend on other people to save them and their own family. They won't save their damn self. And that I don't understand people. When shit hits the fan or something like that, those are going to be the ones that expect welfare or expect, hey, give me this and give me that. No, you do your own shit. Yep, Richard. I guess if I'm not doing something, if I don't have haters, I'm not doing something right. So, I'm used to it. It doesn't matter. Big Johnson Guns and Gear. As you have more than one Shadow 2, you could give one to me. I actually have 3 Shadow 2s. So, should we do a drawing? Whoever has the best comment wins a Shadow 2. I'm joking. 2 of them are optic ready, and one of them is all factory except the grips and the trigger. It's an iron sight Shadow 2. But I love the Shadow 2, and the reason that I have 3 of them is if something ever happened and they quit making them, or whatever, like with this COVID crap, I could have sold those and made a ton of money. I had people coming out of the woodwork asking to buy those, but I don't have any reason to sell them. And another thing, and I've done this many, many times, I even did a video on it. If you find a gun that you really, really like, 2 is better than 1. So you can have, like, I've got 3 Peak 10Cs. One of them is an F. The other one is the C. So I've got 3 of those. I've got 2 PO9s, 2 PO7s. I only have 1 Staccato right now, but I'm probably going to get another one. I've got 3 Shadow 2s. I mean, I double up and even triple up on some of these guns, because if one goes down, I can use one strictly for practice, and then I can use one for carry, just so I don't wear out a carry gun. I mean, there's a lot of benefits to having extra guns that you really, really enjoy. I mean, hell, a buddy of mine's got 9 Glock 19s. I don't know what the hell you need 9, but that's what he likes. So he's got a ton of them. So even with some of my ARs and long guns, like I've got 2 930s exactly set up the same way. It's 2 Mossberg 590A1s set up pretty much the same way. So there is not a bad reason to have 2 of the same gun. I think I missed a question here real quick. Yeah, that's true. It still counts as basically a comment, whether it's negative or positive. So it still helps you. It counts as interaction. But it's always better to have thumbs up than thumbs down. But it is what it is. So yeah, the next gun that I will buy, and I've said this numerous times, would be the DWX. I really want the full size. I want to put my hands on the compact. However, the PO1 is just too small for me. I'll let y'all know I sold my PO1. I sold it to a subscriber that really wanted it. So I don't have the PO1 any longer. It was just too small. I like the PO7 over the PO9, or excuse me, over the PO1, just for me personally. But I shot it fine and everything. It was just too damn small. So when I would change the mags real quick, it would just pinch the shit out of me. And it's a me problem, not a you problem. Just keeping it real. But they're great guns. You can do a lot to them to soup them up. But just wasn't my cup of tea, so to say. Bald is saying you can buy an Excalibur for half the price and buy the rest of the competition crap for difference than an S2 cost. Yeah, the reason they are half the price is nobody wants those pieces of shit, so they're just giving them away. That's why you can buy them so cheap. I'm jacking with you, but I mean, they are great guns. I remember I shot yours and really liked it, but they just never caught on to mainstream. So. Yeah, probably the next gun. I mean, I've already got the money. I'm just waiting for the DWX to hit, and hopefully I'll have the full size. But it will get milled for a dot. Probably right after I get it, I'll shoot it, make sure it's good to go, and it's going to get milled for a dot, unless they surprise us and come out with a dot compatible or already cut for a dot. That'd be badass. Oh. Well, that's what shooter. It's supposed to hit. Well, they've revised it. It's already supposed to have been out, but they're saying the 4th quarter of this year or the 1st quarter of next year. Hopefully, we'll know more after the NRA show. Pistol Pete, you guys ever watched the channel Autumn's Armory? I've seen it a couple of times. That's really cool that the young lady is shooting. I give her props. But I haven't really paid a lot of attention to it. That's the thing, being a YouTube creator or whatever. I'm not really creative. I just throw up shit that's real. But I don't really watch a lot of that. And this is just a me thing. And trust me, I love young kids shooting. That's awesome. But I have this thing about, and if you notice on my channel, I've never put up my wife or kids or anything like that. I keep all my personal stuff personal, or try to, and then have my YouTube stuff for YouTube. And I'm not a big proponent in putting children on YouTube because it might be fun and exciting now, but later on, with her in college or high school or whatever, and being into guns, with all these crazy weirdo libtard people we're dealing with now, that could affect her later on. Somebody's like, hey, I saw your gun channel. You can't go to this school. I just don't, that's why I've got videos of me training my own child, but I've never put them up. They're just for me. So that's kind of how I look at it. So, but if that's what you like to watch, and that's cool. I want them to shoot. I'm not a big proponent in putting kids on YouTube. I'm old school, I guess. Big Johnson and Guns and Gear. We need to get a Phoenix Redback in your hands. Yes, I would love to shoot I'm a Spinks fan, and I know that I've seen yours, and I know that they're awesome guns, and I would definitely love to try one out. Definitely love one. Exactly. I've said that. I've been preaching that for years. Ever since I became a hardcore dot person, I just think if someone doesn't want a dot, they leave the plate on there. It's super simple. And you don't have to have a non-dotted version and a dot version. That's just more SKU numbers like the Hellcat and the SIG and all these other guns. Just make it freaking optic ready and call it a day. Now, granted, me personally, I do prefer me going and milling the gun because I can get it much, much lower. Like, on the Shadow 2 optic ready, the bottom of your SRO sticks up that high. Mine, actually, it's so low because the way Fire for Effect does it, but it actually co-witnesses with the stock sights. That's how low they can get it. You're not going to get that with an MOS type gun. I'm not a big plate person. I would rather have a direct mill. But if there's an optic ready, like my CZ P10F is optic ready, and it's fine, but you got to get a plate for it. I really prefer a direct mill if I have the choice. Bald, if you come to Texas, we'll go to a range and I'll give you a whole bunch of guns you can review. I was looking through guns yesterday, digging through stuff, through some of the safes. I have guns that I have not shot in over 5 years. I'm not even joking. I haven't even taken them out. I haven't even shot them. I mean, they're clean, but I haven't shot them. I haven't even touched them in over 5 years. And some people would say, hey, if you haven't shot it in that long, you need to sell it and get rid of it. And, I agree, but, it is what it is. Oh, another thing I got, and I did post it, and I'm actually pretty impressed with it. I did order an Armageddon gear. I'll cover this up. I did get an Armageddon gear suppressor cover, and I did get the high temp for my Trash Panda. The cool thing about these guys is you can actually put what kind of suppressor that you have. Like mine is a Q, so I went in and put a Q as the maker, and then the Trash Panda. And when I got it, it's actually, they sew it. They know all the measurements for it, and they sewed it perfectly. And this is similar to a burn proof, so it's got your high temp cord. And I posted it. I even posted their link on the community. And I got the black multicam. So they have black multicam, camo, gray, black, and tan, I think. And these things are only like $78. where burn proof is like 200, and this thing fits legit. I've been having problems with my other suppressor cover, and I'll do a video and talk about it, but I can shoot it 5 times and that damn thing goes flying off just about. So, you know, if you need a suppressor cover, so far I haven't shot with it, but I've tried to pull it off and I cannot pull it off. The way that they make it, it actually kind of cinches at the back, so it will not come forward, and that's super impressive. But we'll have to see how the heat holds up. But and you can shoot like light amount of full auto through it, not a lot, but I'm actually impressed with it, and it's American made. So, and they do a lot of shooting bags and stuff like that, so they've been around for a long time. What are you saying, MD Polo? After you showed me that Colt collection, I don't know which, did I miss a question? Well, I'll be on the no-fly list. What's funny is I was actually on that no-fly list for about 5 years, or not no-fly, but I couldn't do an automatic check-in online. I had to manually go to the desk, and it was a pain in the ass because I had a common name. So I finally got that shit squared away. Some guys go, well, Kyle, I was going to say, I'm not sure how old you are, but, you know, I've sold guns. You know, you can't keep them all. And I look at it this way. If it's a gun that I can literally go to a gun store and they're just sitting there, it's not a collector piece. It's absolutely not a collector piece. I could go buy it anytime I want. So, you know, and I still have some of those that I keep, but some guys go as big as an 8 MOA. Yeah, I've looked at a lot of the bigger dots with my stigmatism, and that 8 MOA turns into like a 10 or a 12. It can get pretty big on me. I don't prefer a huge dot, but that's just a me thing. You know, a lot of people say that you need the biggest dot you can get, but I can always take a smaller dot and turn it up to make it bloom. I can turn like a 2 MOA into probably a 4 or 5 by blooming it. That's not the correct way to do it. I know that. You want it as light as you can get it and crisp as you can get it. But I can't take a big dot and turn it down to make it like a 4 or a 3. So, but everybody has their opinion. I look at that as an opinion. I will never press a dot size on anybody. I know some people do, I just don't. Let's see. After you showed me that Colt collection, I went through my safe and found guns that I forgot I owned. I guess I need to start weeding that stuff out. No, I get it. I mean, that's what I was doing the other day. I was going through the safes. I had all the doors open and I was going through them and I'm like, man, I don't remember that. I don't remember that. Yeah, I find shit that I didn't even know I had. Especially like, you know, like a lot of the deer rifles and stuff. I mean, God, I haven't shot those and shit, it's probably going to be 10 years. And some of them I have tons of ammo for that, like 8mm. I've got a ton of 8mm Mauser, and I think I shot that gun like 5 years ago. I'll never get rid of it. It was my grandfather's, but it's awesome, and it still has a symbol on it. I'll just leave it at that. It has a German symbol on it. We'll just say that. So I'll never get rid of it. I have astigmatism as well, and it's kept me away from them. Anything you can recommend? You know, I've got 2 stigmatisms. I've talked about it many times. What I do on the dot, and some people see it differently. They'll see a bloom, or they'll see like a comet or a comma. So you can see a comet or a comma. I see it different ways. But what I do is I find the crispest, cleanest part of the dot, like probably the brightest part of the dot, and I use that as my dot. So if it's like the right corner where it's kind of blooming, and usually it's a center, but I just shoot through it. I'm just not going to let my stigmatism hinder me. I'm going to make it work. And I did go and they gave me glasses. I've got prescription glasses that really help a lot. And I even had Oakley's custom fitted for my astigmatism lenses. So I've got custom Oakley's. That's what you'll see in the videos when you see me in the truck. Those are my astigmatism glasses. And that really helps a lot. But I'm not going to let astigmatism anymore hinder me. I'm just not. So It's a pain in the ass. It's not fun sometimes, but you can turn the dot down and the blooming will go away. And you really want to shoot a dot, turn down as much as you can see it to get the crispest dot. Now that is one thing. Also, if you look at the primary arms, ACCS reticle is not a dot. It's a chevron. So you've got a chevron with the big 100 MOA. That chevron with both my stigmatism is clear as a bell. And all I do is I put the target at the top. This is a 50-yard zero at the top of the chevron. The middle is a 50 and the bottom of it is 100. And it works great. So if you're afraid of astigmatism, try that dot. And with that chevron, I think you'll be pretty happy. And I have heard that the yellow ones are good for colorblind people. I've heard that the green and the yellow is good for stigmatism. So if that works for you, I haven't tried the yellow. I've looked through some green. They look pretty nice. So, but I just shoot through it and make it work. And my SRO actually looks pretty good. It's not, I would say the SRO and the Holosun are pretty much on par. The Delta Point Pro really looks bad to me. It looks probably the worst to me. That's probably why I don't like it as much. Plus, it's got that weird colored lens, and I don't know. I'm just not a Delta Point Pro fan. And I know a lot of people like them. I'm not knocking them, but I don't really care for them. Will Arm is saying the Shield RMSC has an etched perfect hole. I have astigmatism and it's great. Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of people that really like those. I don't like the way you adjust them. It's kind of seems jicky to me. You got to use this little turn wheel thing, and I'm not real keen on that. Plus, if you did drop it, that thing would fold like a lawn chair because it just would bend right over. But, I know a lot of people that shoot it and like it. So. Yeah, and the EOTech, to me, sometimes the EOTech is a little blurrier, but that's the thing. When you're dealing with a holographic sight, all holographic sights are pretty much blurry because you don't stare at the holographic sight. You actually look at your target, and then it kind of clears it up. If you stare at any holographic sight, it's going to be blurry as shit for even clear-eyed people usually. But if you look at your target, it automatically clears it up. So, but yeah, I mean, if you're in the super, super bright sun on a lot of the dots, you can actually get what's called a sunspot. So you can see your dot, and then you can actually see another red dot. The sun will kind of make it look weird. However, with my eyes, I can tell the real dot from the sunspot or the sun dot. So, I make it work. I'm used to it, but it doesn't do it on every single dot. But you got to have like the sun just at the perfect area to sometimes get that sunspot. If you just hold it right up at the sun, you're going to get it. But I haven't really had it while I've been shooting it. But gentlemen and ladies, it is 8:07. If you have any more quick questions, I'll answer them real quick. But I want to jump off and visit with the family and I want to put this cloud defense light on my other upper. So now I'll have two of them. The Rain. This thing is a freaking beast. 60,000 candela and 1,400 lumens. All American made. I'm very impressed with the first one, so I bought a second one. And I bought them. They didn't send them to me, and they're not cheap. But so far, I'm really liking them. Been out, and I did do a test. I'll just give you all a quick thing. I went out in the backyard. They had mowed earlier that day, and it was about 11 o'clock at night. I took the rifle out there, and I was shooting the cloud defense all up in the air. And at the yellow light, I could see these little particles. They were probably dust or something from where they mowed, still floating around. I could see the little particles. I took my stream light, the HLX 1000 lumen, my other weapon light, and it's more of a white light. I turned it on. I couldn't see one of those particles. And I was like, okay, is something playing tricks on me? I hit the other one. I could see the particles. I turned them both on at the same time. I could see the particles with the cloud defense. Couldn't see the particles with the other one. And that's the thing about cloud defense. It punches through like particles, fog, rain, mist. That's what it's designed for, or photonic barriers of lights coming back at you. And I was like, wow. And then I threw them out, and one was a huge flood. The other one was like, I mean, that call of defense has double rings. It has a flood ring, and then it has a beam ring. So you see like bad people on the sides, where the other one just lights up the whole thing. This one's pretty damn impressive. Oh, wow, thanks. Hey, Kyle, I appreciate you so much, man. You don't have to do that, but I really appreciate it. Thanks for doing these and getting like-minded people together. Go hang out with your family and stay gold chat. And I appreciate it so much. That really means a lot. Thank you. But and see, that's what MD Polo's saying, that he's getting a little bit of flare than the Holosun. So that it shows that everybody's eyes are a little different. It just here we go. UPS bent the hell out of my RMSC Stroud, and it still works. Now fixed. Wow. Yeah, I just saw one. I know that who was it? Aaron from God, the guy that beats the shit out of red dots. Sage Dynamics. He just plastered one. I mean, he just smashed it, and I had a feeling it was going to fold, and it just folded. Not that we're going to do that. Nobody's going to do that, but. Yeah, and like I said, check out Shooter's Resource Channel. He's a great channel, does a lot of shooting and stuff. Really nice guy. Seems like a really nice guy. Go over and subscribe to him. Subscribe to everyone. MD Polo's got a great channel. Wield and Weld Arm. There's a lot of people. Bald and Curious. I mean, and I'm sorry if I'm missing people, but there's a lot of great channels out there. Go and subscribe to everybody. We want to spread the love. I'm not worried about, having millions of subscribers, but, I can tell people that really put a lot of effort into it and spend the time to edit all their videos and do all that, they definitely deserve way more than I do. So, but I appreciate y'all so much. Definitely, tune in. I'll be throwing the Staccato C2 video up probably tomorrow. I've had a lot of questions, and this is just a quick video. I think it's like 5 or 6 minutes long, and it's questions I have written down specifically about the gun, likes, dislikes. Should you buy one? Can you put your hand on the gun so we can see it? Because I have XXL hands and people are thinking it's going to be too short or too long. So I do that. Talk about the SRO on it, because a lot of people have asked. So I just kind of answer a bunch of questions. So it's pretty informative. Tell you how many rounds I have through it, things like that. And, hopefully that if somebody's interested, and apparently they are from the questions I've gotten, that might help them decide which one they want. So, but I always appreciate y'all. Yeah, and Shooter saying he subscribed to everybody out here in the chat. I mean, that's what I said. We just want to make it a big community. We're helping everyone. I want to see everyone grow and be successful. YouTube is really hindering us. They've got us by the balls. Like I said, almost half of my videos are demonetized, but I'm still making them. I'm not in it for the money and the fame and all that, because there's not that. I just want to, spread information. And if I can help somebody, that's what I'm here to do. So thanks so much, everyone. Have a great night. Y'all be safe. And remember, unarmed nation's a weak nation, so we all got to carry on. Take care, everyone. Y'all have a great night.